The Tufts Lyme Disease Initiative and the WHO Lab seek to find ways to eradicate Lyme disease. In order to eliminate Lyme disease, we believe that you should start from the source, the wildlife that carries the organism.
While focusing on humans may protect the one individual at hand, it does nothing to prevent the continued spread of Lyme disease. Therefore, this initiative strives to focus on the reservoirs that carry this organism, such as mice and birds, as well as the tick vector.
So, a lot of people have tried different approaches to getting rid of Lyme disease in the wild. A lot of the approaches have focused on getting rid of ticks, either by spraying insecticides or putting the insecticides on the mice and deer directly. And a lot of them have shown promise. Now, we've taken a couple of different approaches. So one approach that we've taken is to try and vaccinate mice in the wild, with the idea that if you can prevent the mice from getting infected, they won't transmit it to the ticks, and then the ticks can't transmit it to humans. And we used a delivery system that was the same as is used for the rabies vaccine to try and prevent rabies in the wild. Most recently, we've been working with Kim Lewis's lab to try and develop new antibiotics that can get rid of Borrelia burgdorferi in the natural hosts in the wild.
Previous attempts to treat animals in the wild with antibiotic-containing baits were highly successful. Using doxycycline, researchers at CDC were able to eliminate greater than 90% of the Lyme bacteria in mice and ticks after 2 years. By comparison, the rabies vaccine, which has been highly effective in eradicating rabies where it has been used, is only around 40% effective for an individual animal. However, doxycycline treatment of animals has not been implemented because it is an important antibiotic for treating human diseases, and there are significant concerns over the development of resistance.
What Kim's lab has done is, I think, really fascinating in that he's flipped traditional antibiotic drug discovery on its ear. And rather than looking for compounds that are broadly effective against a lot of different bacteria, he's done his search to look for compounds that are active only against Borrelia burgdorferi. And the idea there is that if you start with something that most things are resistant to, you're not going to make the resistance in the wild any worse.
The lab has already identified multiple compounds that target unique vulnerabilities of the Lyme bacteria. At least one of them is effective in eradicating Lyme disease in mice when administered through baits.
So now we're working with Sam Telford at the Tufts Veterinary School to develop these compounds that Dr. Lewis has identified and test them out in the wild to see if we can get the kind of efficacy that was seen with doxycycline.
We believe that targeting wildlife is the best way to get rid of Lyme disease once and for all.